Hello, it's Esmeralda. I am a music education student at Temple University. I am studying violin, that's my concentration. But I am also learning the other instruments so I can be certified to teach band, orchestra, and choir. So that's the certificate, that's my goal. So just bear with me. But I am going to teach you guys how to play the flute. So just how to put it together, how to make your first sound out of it, and just getting a little bit of the parts to kind of make a sound, make a song, you know what I mean? So we're going to start by having your case. So your case, it should have a little logo, like mine has a Yamaha logo, but yours could have a different logo. It should be facing you. So it's going to be facing you when you first open it. Just for these purposes, I'm just going to show you this way. There's a logo that is going to be facing up, so towards the sky. You're going to have it be facing you, right? So there's little latches. The latches, you're going to push both of them at the same time to get it open. So push mine. And then the flute should open. You're going to want to have this, on a surface that is flat. So I have a table in front of me right now. It's like one of those little tables just to hold it. Alrighty, so the first thing we're gonna grab is the body. The body is the long part of the flute. So it's the one that has all of the buttons that you're able to press down. We're gonna get that first. The second is gonna be the foot part. So it has these buttons, 2 buttons, and then these little side buttons, and you're gonna actually connect this to the body, right? And the best way to do this would be to have your body facing this way. If you can see that closely, you're gonna connect it with the foot, and you're just gonna connect it by gently twisting it. It shouldn't be like a rough twist. It should be kind of just a smooth little twist. All right, you don't want to damage the instrument at all. You don't want to like forcibly push it in. All right, so that's what it should look like. If it should be a little bit straighter, you just want to adjust it. You want to have everything kind of lined up. All right, and then the next part is grabbing the headpiece. So the headpiece is just the piece that has a little hole. And this is the part where your lid, like the bottom of this lid divot right here, so just like a divot, you're gonna put that under there eventually. So you're gonna connect it same way, gently twisting it, right? Twist it. Cool. So once it's on, you're gonna look at the hole and try to line it up with the buttons. Mine is a little bit more to the left, so I'm gonna move it, scooch it over some, and you just want to adjust it so you're kind of looking at it kind of like just to make sure it's straight, or these little parts, that it's lined up with your buttons, right? Cool. So there you have it. If you see another part of like a stick that's in your case, that's just for cleaning. So eventually you can grab like a cloth, and once you have the cloth, you can kind of go into your flute once you're done playing, just to clean it up. All right, so just for this, we're actually going to separate the headpiece from the body. I know we did all that work to get it back together, but we are going to separate it just to get a sound out to practice. We're going to grab both sides, kind of putting your palm like this, and you want to line it up with your lip divot. Okay, perfect. So once you get to this point, you're gonna try to do like an M sound, M, and then I do P, M, P, like a P sound, M, P. And you're gonna kind of blow out of your mouth, kind of like you're blowing out a candle. So it might be a lot to think about. I like to separate it in like 3 pieces, like M, the P, and then like the candle. M. So the best way to practice kind of the blowing and having like breathing control, I think the best thing to just do is to hold it out. So M. And that's it. So that's getting a sound out of your flute. Once you have kind of like, you feel comfortable with making that sound, and just having like the embouchure correct, like I said before, it's like a 3-step thing for me mentally just to prepare for it. And even every time I'm going in to grab the flute and practice it and just trying to get that sound out, the first thing I do is to just practice with the headpiece only. So if you're having trouble just like connecting the whole flute together, you might want to step back and start just at the basics until you can really feel comfortable getting the sound out. I think that's the hardest part. So you're just going to connect it back, and we're just going to do it little by little. We have some things to consider when you're playing the flute. So I'm going to put this case away for a second. So when you're starting off with the flute, it kind of looks like, oh my god, there's all these buttons and everything. But you want to start with just the basics. Like I said, just making the sound. And then once you have the whole flute and you're ready to be like, okay, I'm ready to play another song, I'm going to get some, and you're just like, let me type up, like any basic song, hot cross buns. You could start off with like just the beginning parts of like some of your songs that you know, like childhood nursery songs, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You could always start off with the first 3 notes. And then from there you just kind of make your way up. For example, if I want to start with the first sound that I'm going to do, it's going to be D, right? So we have the fingering, thumb under, 1, 2, you're going to scooch it over. So it's actually going to fall right here. I like to do that first just because we have this part and you don't want to have that down. You want to have the next part, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 that we're going to be using. So I like to start with 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Cool. So we have that. Looks good. We're going to make a sound. It might sound a little bit weird at first starting off, but you just get there, you just keep practicing. And like I said, you start with M and the M, P. And sometimes if you're like, oh, it's not really sounding that awesome, it might just be the way that it's under, your lip. The lip divot, so you want to adjust. And that's just making a sound. The first time for me, I know personally, since it's a newer instrument, it's harder to get that sound out, but you just keep practicing until you can really get that clear note. After that, the next note that I would want to kind of get on the flute would just be like C, you know what I mean? And C is just an open. You don't have to put the thumb down. Just going to be 1 on that first one. And that's it. That's literally it. So just to make that sound, we're going to do the same thing. If it sounds rough in the beginning, it's fine. You don't have to be perfect at first. But kind of just keep trying with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million times until you can get, a clear sound out, just to have those beginning notes to play a piece of song, of any song or anything. So M, P. And that's it. All right. And then say I want to do another one. I want to do B. You know what I mean? We're going to go right into it. Thumb down. And do 1, 2, 3. Right there. And then the next part, first finger, we're going to have that and the pinky. That's what we're gonna use. Here you go. And here you go. And this is B flat. Let's try that. Divot under, and we're just checking up on everything. How does the fingering look? How does, you know, the embouchure of the flute being under the divot, M, P, and then the candle blow. Maybe not so great. Try it again. You just have to keep adjusting until you find that sound. So, M, P. Might be too high. I don't know. Keep trying, right? M, P. I feel more comfortable with that sound, right? So it's literally just adjusting. Once you're done with it, you're gonna do the same thing that you did to start. I have my case. I close my case for this part, right? I'm gonna open the case back up. Gently putting it on this table I have in front of me, right? And we're gonna just do the same thing. We're gonna twist it off. Came out nicely. Kind of fit it into its place. I have it right here. Then we have the body. We're gonna separate that. There it is. I'm gonna turn it just so it fits here. There you go. And then the last part, the head. Turn it over and it fits perfectly. And then just closing it, making sure you're good with that. So that was just really quickly the beginning parts of just how to make a sound, how to get some notes out so you can create, just like a good practice. And just getting some songs out, some tunes out. Those were 3 notes that you can play a lot of songs, different rhythms on them, to just get good practice out. And if you don't feel comfortable the first time and you're like, you know what, it's not getting that sound I want, just adjust, just to create a better embouchure, and also just to get that sound out that you're looking for. It's also good to kind of listen to other videos and just to hear that reference note so you can kind of match that pitch. That's what I've been doing. I know everybody else who's learning a new instrument is also doing that too, to just kind of get a better point of view from that. So thank you guys so much for just staying here and watching me for my project. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. So thank you.